If you are stuck in life and you don't know which direction to go with your life, you don't know which path to take, ask the 80-year-old version of yourself what to do. Or if you're just stuck about simple everyday decisions, ask the older version of yourself, the version of yourself that is on your deathbed. Ask him what to do. This is honestly one of the best pieces of advice that I can give you. This is something that brings so much clarity and simplicity to your life. So recently, the older me, the old man, like 80-year-old me, he has become kind of a somewhat of an unhealthy / healthy obsession of mine recently. Meaning that I spend a lot of my time thinking about death and thinking about how I want to be when I am that old. When I'm almost dead, I am becoming obsessed with what that person wants out of my life right now. So if you're ever stuck in life, whether it's a big decision that you need to make or whether it's a small every single day type of decision that you need to make, why ask the almost dead version of yourself on what to do? Because as you know, we overcomplicate and overthink the living shit out of everything that we do, while the older version of ourselves lives such a simple and couldn't care less type of life. If you've ever been around an old person, they genuinely live with such clarity and simplicity in their lives, and they don't care what other people think, because they're at the point in their lives where they couldn't care less about what anybody thinks, about what their peers think, about what younger people think. I would say older people, but there's really no one else older than them. They don't care. They couldn't care less about what you think, about if you're disappointed in them, about if you think that they're a failure, or if you are embarrassed about them. They couldn't care less about that. They live with such a carefree, live for myself type of vibe, which is very commendable and respectable and very wise, which is why every single old person is like that, because they have experienced so much of life and they have the secrets that we wish we could know now. Real quickly, if you don't know who I am, my name is Matthew, and I help men become the biggest version of themselves through self-improvement. I'm trying to reach 100 subscribers by the end of this year, so if you could like and subscribe and do all that shit, I'd really appreciate it. It really helps me and my channel. Back to the video. An old person's type of mindset is the way that we should live our lives right now and for every single second of our lives. Basically, older people have this mindset. They have the mindset to do what you want because it won't matter anyway. That is literally their mindset. They have this secret to life figured out. And it's the truth, honestly. It is a very respectable and commendable way to live your life. I ask the old me what to do and stuff, and this is his answers. I always inside of this type of mentality towards life, to do whatever you want because it's not going to matter anyway. So for example of a problem that you might have today, if you are contemplating on if you should ask that girl for her number or ask that girl out on a date, so ask the older version of yourself. Should I approach this girl and try to get her number? Should I ask this girl out on a date? I'm not sure if she likes me or not, but should I ask her out on a date? You know that the older version of yourself would say yes. Then us naturally overcomplicating and overthinking things would be like,
oh, well, what if she says that she has a boyfriend and then she doesn't want my number, and then everybody else that saw me approaching her will laugh at me? Or what if the girl that I like, but I'm not sure if she likes me, what if I ask her out on a date and she says that she only sees me as a friend?
Then the older version of yourself would be like, No. Then the older version of yourself would say, okay, that's fine. If you approach that girl and she says no, you walk it off and you try again with another girl. And if people laugh at you, which they're not going to, it's something that you make up in your mind. But even if other people laughed at you, who cares? You didn't see them approach the girl, did you? You're the one that had the courage to put yourself at risk while everyone else watched. It's easy to stand on the sidelines, but it's not easy to perform. So you are better than them by approaching and by taking a risk, while they're just off on the sidelines just watching you. You are better than them, which means that their opinions don't matter to you. A wolf does not concern himself with the problems of sheep. Then if the girl that you liked and then you asked her out and she said no to you, okay, so?
Oh, well, things might be awkward now between us.
If they're awkward, let them be awkward. Who cares? Or you can just take her out of your life completely. Or you can just have her as a friend. It doesn't really matter. It's not going to matter anyway. She's not going to remember you. It's not going to matter. Literally, if you ask her out tomorrow and she says no, within a year's time, it will all be forgotten about. You will have moved on. She will have moved on. And it will become something that you laugh about. Something that you are actually proud that you did. Even if you failed. Because you had the courage to take a risk and to step out of your comfort zone. And like the older version of you would say, you did what you wanted to. That was your heart's desire. And she said no. It's like, okay, that's her loss. You move on. There's plenty of other girls out there that you know you'd want to be with. So it's no big deal. Nobody's going to remember it. Even if from a year's time now, no one is going to remember it. When 40 years have passed by, you might not even remember it at all. It just might be something completely out of your memory. And it will be out of her memory too. It literally does not matter. Just do what you want. Because no one's going to remember it anyway. It's not going to matter anyway in the future. If you're contemplating on starting a business, like with me about making these videos, I was contemplating doing it for a while. So I asked the older version of me, should I start this channel? And he was like, yeah. And me overthinking was like, oh, well, I'm not ready. And I'm still on self-improvement. I don't have all the answers. And the old head me was like, yeah, you don't have all the answers. That's kind of the point of the channel, is to explain and give lessons as you go along in your journey. You and the viewer are in this together. Of course, you're not going to have all the answers. No one has all the answers. You can just give out the best advice that you can. And that's literally all that you can do. It's something that you love to do, something that makes you fulfilled and happy. So why would you not do it? And so I was like, okay, I mean, that makes perfect sense. So I started this channel. And so again, this applies to every aspect of your life. It can be career paths. It can be about relationships. It could be about even doing like some degenerate stuff, which I'm going to make a video about soon, actually.
Is it okay for me to play video games while on self-improvement? Because David Goggins says that I need to wake up at 4 a.m. and I have to run 28 miles before I do anything else throughout the day.
The OG is like, yeah, you can play video games just as long as it's not more than your self-improvement habits. And as long as it's not your purpose in life. It's okay to have fun. You don't need to be this self-improvement robot that is always serious, that is always journaling or meditating. It's like, you don't have to do that. You can live a little. You can do things to just get lost in for a couple of minutes. That's perfectly fine. But even just like the type of clothes you wear, I was kind of insecure about this, and so I was like, oh, what type of clothes should I wear? There's different styles. There's which one would make me look the most attractive to other people. And I asked the old version of myself, and he was like, honestly, whatever makes you comfortable. And I was like, you know what, that is so right. Because when I'm old, am I going to wish that I would have tried this type of style specifically? Honestly, when I'm old, I will regret wearing these certain type of clothes that make me uncomfortable. The old version of me is not going to wear things that name brands that are expensive, or certain types of shirts like collared shirts, or type of pants or type of shoes that make me uncomfortable. The old version of me wants to be comfortable. And so that is what I wear nowadays. I wear long sleeve shirts, and I wear tank tops because those are comfortable for me. Not the tight ones, the loose fitting ones. That's all that I wear nowadays, and it's just like black and white or gray. That's what I like to wear, so that's what I wear. All of the answers to your questions are simple me answers. It is what you want to do right now. What makes you happy? Because the thing is that the old version of you, he has all the answers to life. He holds the keys to life. But he has no more time, and he has no more energy to implement these answers into his life. But right now, while you and I are both young, we have the time and the energy and the resources in life, but we do not have the answers. You see how where one of us lacks, the other one is made up of, and then they are lacking something and we have that, and then we have that strength in our lives. So compromise your older version of yourself by asking him questions now and keeping in mind his mentality to do what you want, because it's not going to matter anyway. So compromise and get the simple answers while you are young and you have the energy and the time to live a better life. That is what the old version of yourself wants. That is what you want. So just do that. Do what you want, because it won't matter anyway. Honestly, if you are going to have one obsession in life besides your purpose should be an obsession for your life. If you are going to have another obsession, let it be the old version of yourself. Think about him constantly. Think about what he wants. Try to live your life so that the old version of yourself will have no regrets when he passes away. That on his deathbed, he will remember all the memories that he made, all the joy that he had. He will cherish all the memories that he has while on his deathbed. Live in that type of way. Don't live so that the old version of yourself will regret parts of his life. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like and subscribe and do all that shit. My name is Matthew, and I will see you next time.